OK Google not working? Here's how to fix it. Is it you, this system, or your digital assistant? When Google Assistant will not open something, it might probably result in huge complications, particularly in case you're making an attempt to make use of your telephone in hands-free mode or with Android Auto. When Google Assistant refuses to open something, it is often associated to points with a Google app or good luck characteristic. However, there is also an issue with compatibility, your web connection, and even your microphone. When this downside occurs, you'll sometimes see this message: "Sorry, I cannot open apps on this gadget." In different circumstances, Google Assistant will not reply in any respect, or you will note the Google Assistant icons transfer for some time, however the requested app will not open. Easy methods to examine Google Assistant compatibility. Earlier than you do anything, be sure that your gadget is able to work in Google Assistant. If it is not, Google Assistant will not have the ability to carry out any duties in your telephone. For Google Assistant to work, your telephone wants to satisfy these minimal necessities: Android 5.0 or higher, Google App Model 6.13 or larger. Google Play companies put in a minimum of 1.0 GB of reminiscence. Set to appropriate language. Google Assistant helps a number of languages, together with Chinese language, conventional, Danish, Dutch, English, French, German, Hindi, Indonesian, Italian, Japanese, Korean, Norwegian, Polish, Portuguese, Brazil, Russian, Spanish, Swedish, and Thai, and Turkish. Do any Google Assistant instructions work? Google Assistant is a great tool, however a number of issues can go fallacious with it. In case your telephone meets the necessities and Google Assistant launches whenever you say OK Google or Hey Google, test to see if it responds to any instructions in any respect. In case you aren't certain what command to attempt, here is a listing of Google Assistant commands. Attempt utilizing a command that may be executed fully inside the Google app, like a search request. If the command works, and also you see a listing of search outcomes, meaning Google Assistant is working in some capability. In case you do not see any search outcomes, meaning you've gotten an issue with Google Assistant not working at all, not only a downside with it refusing to open something. Easy methods to repair Google Assistant not opening something. When Google Assistant refuses to open something, it is often due to issues with the Google app. Rebooting your telephone generally does the trick, however there are a number of different issues that you're going to wish to test as nicely. In case your Google Assistant will not open something, observe these troubleshooting steps. Reboot your phone. Earlier than you attempt something extra sophisticated, reboot your telephone. It is an easy repair that usually works. After your telephone has completed rebooting, attempt utilizing Google Assistant once more. Check your internet connectivity. Google Assistant depends on a web connection to course of your instructions. Just be sure you have a dependable information connection, or join your telephone to Wi-Fi, and check out utilizing Google Assistant once more. If Google Assistant works for instructions like net searches however will not open something, the issue might be not your web connection. Be sure Google Assistant can hear you. If Google Assistant does not reply in any respect, it might not have the ability to hear you. Attempt shifting to a quiet space in case you're in a loud place. In case you're already in a quiet space, test your telephone's microphone to verify it is not obstructed by dust or other debris. Attempt a special command. Google Assistant accepts a number of totally different instructions that everyone trigger it to open an app. If saying open Gmail does not work, attempt saying launch Gmail or play Gmail. If Google Assistant works with one command, and never with others, retraining the voice mannequin might assist. Open the Google app, then navigate to extra settings voice match retrain voice mannequin. Then faucet extra, and say the indicated phrases clearly into your telephone's microphone. Corrupt native information is without doubt one of the most typical causes of Google Assistant refusing to open something. To care for this downside, you must clear the cache of your Google app. Open settings greater than apps and notifications. Faucet Google greater than storage greater than clear cache. If Google Assistant nonetheless will not open something, transfer on to the following step. In some circumstances, clearing the Google app cache is not sufficient. The following step is to clear all the regionally saved information, which incorporates issues like your search history and feed settings. Open settings greater than apps and notifications greater than Google. Faucet storage greater than clear storage. Faucet clear all data greater than OK. The very last thing you possibly can attempt with the Google app is to uninstall updates to the app, after which reinstall the app. Open settings greater than apps and notifications greater than Google greater than the 3 vertical dots, menu icon greater than uninstall updates. If Google Assistant works, do not replace the Google app till Google points a repair. If it does not work, then attempt updating the app. You may download the Google app directly from Google Play. This feature is not obtainable in all variations of Android. In case you do not see the choice to uninstall updates for the Google app, you will not have the ability to do this methodology. If Google Assistant nonetheless will not open something, however works with restricted instructions like net searches, the issue could be your telephone's smart lock. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe. Don't forget to share.